Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Saratoga Racecourse here on Saturday. It is the 6th of August, 2022. It's Whitney Day from Saratoga, and I'm going to look at all the stakes races, including the Whitney. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for racecourses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Let's look at the stakes action from Saratoga, races 5, 7, 9, 10, 11. A lot of races to get to, starting off with the 5th race, which is the Lure Stakes. It's going for a purse of $135,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards, which have not won a graded sweepstakes in 2022. We have a field of 8 horses going to the Mellon Turf Course. The distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/16th on the Saratoga Mellon Turf Course. 1,700 meters, 1,700 meters, a mile and 1/16th in the Lure. My top selection, I'm going to go to the outside gate to the 7 horse here, Sifting Sands, Sifting Sands, yes. I'm going to go 7-1-4-6 in the superfecta, 7-1-4-6 super, top selection 7 horse, Sifting Sands, 4-year-old colt by DeBowie, Chad Brown trains this one for Peter Brandt, Manny Franco gets the mount. The horse's most recent out came 3rd July at Belmont, 1 mile in the Widener Turf Course, an optional 80 claimer. Second time facing older horses, the horse won by a half a length that day. He basically stalked all the way around the race course. When he got to the front end, he quickened up nicely, and he beat a good group of horses home. An all-around good race. Coming here back, Saratoga's horses running very well in the past against some tough horses. I think he's in a good spot to win. 2 back, he ran an optional 80 at Belmont, a mile 16th, 5th of May. First off the refreshing, he finished 6th by 2 1/4 lengths that day and was just flat. He had a wide post draw on the inner turf course with the rails out, which wasn't to his liking, and he just never had a good run. He definitely needed the race there. And then prior to that, he ran the Hollywood Derby at Del Mar, not Hollywood Park. If he was running at Hollywood Park, he'd be running in the SoFi Stadium right now. A mile and 8 there at Del Mar on the 27th of November, and then Hollywood Derby. He finished 8th by 4 lengths that day. He was very, very wide and just flat. I do think he got beat by better horses there. And then prior to that, in the Hill Prince at Belmont, a mile and 8th on the inner. The horse finished 7th by 4 lengths that day, was very wide and just didn't show up. Public sector really, the stablemate really ran a good race from a tracking position to win that day. This horse just wasn't doing anything, and you had to be on the rail. This horse wasn't. His last victory before that Belmont race came here at Saratoga last summer in the Better Talk Now, winning by a head from a tracking position from a stupidly wide poster. He got the job done there, and then he went over the mile 16th on the Mellon last year on the 24th of July, winning by a head, coming from nowhere. He should get a better trip here today. He's on the up and up. His buyer's up to scratch. 5-1, let's use him. To recount my selection for the 5th from Saratoga, it is the Lure Stakes. Let's take the 7 horse Sifting Sands, 7-1-4-6 in the superfecta. The 7th race from Saratoga, it is the Glen's Fall Stakes. It's a grade 2 event going for a purse of $250,000, race for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field here of 7 horses going to the inner turf course, the distance of ground of 2,400 meters, or the distance of ground of 1.5 miles on the inner turf course. 2,400 meters, 1.5 miles here in the Glens Falls, and it's always a good race. Usually they run this race in the it used to be at the end of the summer on Labor Day weekend, but with them switching the Jockey Club up north, moving the Flower Bowl up north, they moved the Waya, which usually was this race, down to October at Aqueduct this year, and moved this race to a little bit earlier in the summer. But it's a good race to Glens Falls. I love Glen Falls, the towns also. Great place if you're ever in Saratoga in the region. City Tavern, downtown City Tavern in Glen Falls. The best burger and the best chicken wings with all these homemade sauces. Delicious. I was there a few weeks ago. But my top selection, I'm going to go with the 6 horse Warlike Goddess. Let's go 6-2-3-4 in the superfecta. 6-2-3-4 super. Top selection 6 horse Warlike Goddess. 5-year mare by English Channel. Belmont trains. Joel Rosario gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 29th of April, Keelan, 1.5 miles in the Bewitched Stakes, and the horse won by 1 3/4 lengths and had an easy trip that day. The horse stalked, had to steady at the top of the lane, but it wasn't oh my god, the horse has steady, took all out of her. It didn't. She got to the lead, she quickened up nicely, and she got the job done. A very good race back off the bench at 20 cents a dollar. Coming here back to 1.5 miles, which she absolutely adores running with. I think she's in a good spot to win. 2 back, she ran the Brewers Cup Filly Mare Turf at Del Mar, mile 3/8 in the 6th of November, and she finished 3rd by a half a length that day. She sat last most of the race from a wide post draw, and she had the lead for a split portion, but then Love's Only You got to jump on her. but she ran her heart out there from closing from a wide poster and basically last on that turf course. Not a bad race at all, earning a 101 by her best race of the season, even with defeat. And then prior to that, in the Flower Bowl here at Saratoga, mile 3/8 on the 4th of September, she won by 2 1/4 lengths that day. She sat back early, a little bit wide, but she got the job done. And then probably one of her best races of the summer last year came in last year's Glen Falls over the 1.5 mile, winning by 3 1/4 lengths. She had some pace setters that day which really set it up for her. She got the job done, closing up well, going away with it. She's a kind of horse, she doesn't want to go a mile 3/16. That's going to be a head scratcher with the Breeders' Cup being at Keeneland this year for the Filly Mare Turf. Do they face her against the boys going a 1.5 miles on the turf? But the 1.5 mile turf race today is what she wants to do. At 1 to 2, I'll use her. If there's an upsetter, I think it's a 2-horse Virginia Joy. I do like her 4th place finish in the New York. She closed up a little bit that day. She's another horse going to a 1.5 miles should suit her well. She won 2 back to Sheepside Bay on a very soft turf course, and then won the very one before that very nicely last in March at Gulfstream. At 5 to 2, I definitely using your multi-race. But to recount my selection for the 7 from Saratoga, it is the Grade 2 Glen Falls. Let's take the 6-horse Warlike Goddess. Give kudos to the 2-horse Virginia Joy. 6-2-3-4 Super. 6-2 in your multi-race. The 9th race from Saratoga, it is the Test Stakes. It's a Grade 1 event going for a purse of $500,000. Races for 3-year-old fillies. Field of 7 horses going to the main track. The distance of ground of 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs here on the test. 1,400 meters, 7 furlongs in the Grade 1 test, the first of 3 Grade 1s on the program. My top selection here, I'm going to go with the number 1 horse, Maitreya. I'm going to go 1-5-3-7 in the superfecta, 1-5-3-7 super. Top selection of 1 horse, Maitreya. This 3-year-old filly by Pioneer of the Nile. Brad Cox trains one. Flavia and Pratt gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 11th of June at Belmont. 1 mile in the Grade 1 Acorn, and at 30 cents a dollar. The horse won like a 30 cents a dollar horse should win. Winning by 6 1/4 lengths was the main speed, set pedestrian fractions, even after not the best beginnings. This horse just took off clear. A very easy run, and Aiden and Buyer wasn't the most impressive victories, but she got the job done. Looks like she's going to be the main speed in this race, and it wouldn't surprise me if she goes all the way. 2 back, she ran the Grade 2/8 Bells at Churchill, 7 furlongs, 6 to May, and she won by 2 1/4 lengths. And she didn't have the clearest trips early on for wide posture. She couldn't get to the front end early on, but she slowly moved her way up after that. And when she got the lead, she quickened up nicely and won quite easily. A 93 Buyer, a very good race for her there. And then probably her best race lifetime in the Beaumont, about 7 furlongs at Keeneland on the 10th of April. Won by 8 1/4 lengths from a tracking position. She slowly moved her way up. She got the lead and could have probably won by more. It was a very easy run there. And then a lounge race at the Fairgrounds, 6 furlongs, lounge race, 53,000, 26th of February. She won by 5 1/4 lengths, and again, 80 cents to the dollar. She won for fun. They tried her routing early on in her season, in her career, where she just wasn't handling it. 7 furlongs is her preferred trip. She's going to get it today. I know she's 2 to 5, but she's a very likely winner. If there's a slight upsetter, it's the 5-horse November Rain for Kelly Breen. I like the horses win against the Lowndes Company last time out on the 9th of July at Belmont, and then ran the Bowery before that. With the horse had a very troubled trip, but coming here today, if the horse could show something like the races she ran last summer, she could definitely win. At 10 to 1, I'll use her as an upsetter, but Maitreya is your likeliest winner. Wouldn't surprise. I wouldn't be mad if you single Maitreya. But to recount my selection for the 9th from Saratoga, it's the Grade 1 test. Let's take the 1 horse Maitreya. We'll give kudos to the 5 horse, 1-5-3-7 super, 1-5 in your multi-race. The 10th race from Saratoga, one of the feature races of the summer from the Spa. It is the Whitney Stakes. It's a Grade 1 event going for a purse of $1 million. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 6 horses taking a lap around the Saratoga main track, which is 1,800 meters in circumference, or the distance of ground of 1 1/8 miles on the Saratoga main track. 1,800 meters, 1 1/8 miles here in the Whitney. And it's a small field of 6 horses, but it's a good quality group of 6 horses. Personally, I don't mind 6-horse fields if they're all going to be like this. Quite a few. Every single horse in this race is mostly run triple-digit buyers in their lifetime, so it's not bad at all with these horses. My top selection here, I'm going to go with the 4-horse Olympiad. I'm going to go 4-1-6-2 in the superfecta. 4-1-6-2 super. Top selection of 4-horse Olympiad. 4-year-old close by Spicetown here. Belmont trains. Junior Alvarado gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 2nd of July at Churchill. 1 mile and 1/8 in the Grade 2 Stephen Foster. Winning by 2 1/4 lengths that day. This horse just stalked all the way down the race course. When he got the lead, he quickened up nicely and got home easy. An all-around good race here today. Probably going to stalk a quick pace on the front end, and I think it's going to set up from him from a tracking position, and I think he could really run a good race here today. He's definitely been on the improve improved with every single race this season. Two back he ran Derby weekend at Churchill, mile 16th in the Grade 2 Ali Sheba. He won by 2 1/4 lengths, and again, he stalked all the way around the race course. He slowly moved his way up, and then he got the job done, clearing later. All around good race there at Churchill. And then the New Orleans Class, almost said handicap, but New Orleans Classic at the Fairgrounds, mile and 8 there. He won by 2 lengths, and again, 60 cents to the dollar. He just stalked and really got the job done. Since the loss in Cigar Mile, where he finished 4th behind American Revolution, he came back to Gulfstream to run a allowance race, going a mile 16th, winning by 7 1/4 lengths. That was a very good stalking, easy victory. He came back to win the Mine Shaft at the Fairgrounds very nicely. Came back to win the New Orleans Classic very nicely. His buyers in 2022 have been 101 at Gulfstream, 102 in the Mine Shaft, 103 in the New Orleans Handicap, 103 in the Ali Sheba, 111 in the Stephen Foster. So he's on the up and up. He's run quick. I'll give him a shot here at 2-1. He's training beautifully, everybody says. The one-horse American Revolution, I thought his place in the Stephen Foster closing up wasn't bad at all. Before then, the blame over the mile and 8th at Churchill, he needed the race there. He finished 4th by 3 lengths, but he was, he was gaining a little bit that day. And then, he put on a show closing up in the Cigar Mile. If there's going to be a complete pace meltdown, it wouldn't surprise me at 5-1 if he wins it. His buyer's definitely up to scratch. He's definitely on the improve. Watch out for this New York bred. And, life is good. Mile and 8th, coming back to a mile and 8th, it might be, a little bit long for him, and he's not going to get everything his own way like he did in the Pegasus. So, I have some questions with him, but if he could run the race like the Pegasus, he's probably going to, if he runs that race, he'll get a 120 buyer and win for fun. But, I think they're going to challenge him today. That's my biggest question with him. 6-5, I'll use him on the ticket, but, I think he has the biggest challenge of his career ahead today. But to recap my selection for the 10th from Saratoga, it's a very exciting $1 million Grade 1 to Whitney. I'm going to take the 4-horse Olympiad as a top selection. Give kudos to the 1-horse American Revolution and the 6-horse Life is Good. 4162 Super, 416 in your multi-race. The 11th race from Saratoga, it's the co-feature on the program. It's the Saratoga Derby. It's a Grade 1 event going for a purse of $1 million. This race is for 3-year-olds by invitation only. We have a field of 11 horses going to the Melon Turf Course. The distance of ground here, 1,900 meters, or the distance of ground of a mile 3/16 on the Saratoga Melon Turf Course. 1,900 meters, a mile 3/16. My top selection, I'm going to go with the number 6 horse here. The number 6 horse, who is Annapolis. Let's go 6-4-10-8 in the superfecta. 6-10-4-8 super. Top selection, the 6 horse Annapolis. 3-year-old filly by Warfront. Top Pledger trains 1. Ira Ortiz Jr. gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 4th of July at Belmont. 1 mile in the Manila Stakes. And the horse won by 2 3/4 lengths. And he stalked a good pace on the front end that day. He sat back early, slowly moved his way up. When he got the lead, 65 cents a dollar, he went quite nicely. Again, the extra 3/16 of the mile shouldn't be a problem. You're going to see a lot of pace in this one today. I think he could really close up well on a closing kind of turf course. 2 back, he ran the Penn Mile at Penn National, 1 mile on the soft ground the 3rd of June. He finished second by 2 1/4 lengths. The winner really set a freak that day, won for fun. This horse off the bench, he probably needed the race. He was a little bit wide. He wanted some extra turn of foot, but he still ran his heart out there off the bench. And then the Pilgrim at Belmont, a mile 16th and 3rd of October, winning by a head from a tracking position. He won quite nicely, beating a good group of horses home. And then here at the Spa last summer, a mile 16th in the main special weight, winning by 4.5 lengths, closing it from nowhere. I thought it was a very good race. He's definitely been on the improve with every single race. He should like the extra 3/16 of the mile, training well. At 5-2, we'll use him. The 4-horse Nation's Pride, I think, today he has to sit a little closer. I thought Frankie, last time out from a Y Postra, didn't give him good position early on. He gets William Buick up today. Most recent, that Belmont Derby, he finished second by 3/4 length. He was stupidly wide, and he was out of it early. Like I said, would have liked him to see it a little closer. Before then, the Derby, he just wasn't keeping up over the mile and a half, but won the Newmarket Stakes very nicely from a tracking position. And when it made down from a tracking position over the mile and a quarter, he should definitely get the trip. He should get a good inside. He should get a good position early on from that inside postra. And it wouldn't surprise me if he wins here at 7-2. But to recount my selection for the 11th from Saratoga, it's the Grade 1 $1 million Saratoga Derby. Let's take the 6-horse Annapolis. Give kudos to the 4-horse Nation's Pride. 6-4-10-8 Super. 6-4 in your multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.